Welcome back to Passing Time with Craig. As always, I'm your host, Craig. And today I'm very excited to be joined. He's already laughing. This is going to go well, for sure. I'm joined by my buddy Andrew Tuck, otherwise known as Tuck, half of Tuck and Rolls. Hello, buddy.
The more handsome half? I'm going to say that, Ryan. I'm going to say it. I'm going to just start off hot.
You said
you
it.
don't have to agree. You don't have to
I
agree.
didn't
It's
say
okay. No,
anything.
it's an impartial opinion. I'm going to say I'm the more handsome half. He might agree when we're both on here, but we'll talk about that then.
Oh, yeah. Well, once we have you both on the podcast, that's going to be amazing.
It'll be like, you'll just be like, you get your popcorn ready, right?
Yeah. Oh, I probably will be... I will speak less than I do any other podcast because I will just sit back and let the two of you go.
It'll probably be your worst podcast because everybody likes hearing you talk, Craig.
Oh,
that's
thank
good.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Problem.
See,
problem.
this is why I wanted you on. You compliment me more than most of my family.
I'm just trying to get in. It's a cool family. I know your brother, so I know how cool the family is. I'm just trying to get in.
Isn't that cool? I don't know.
I don't know. Mr. Center of Attention, Topher is very cool. Yeah.
He's like, it should be noted, he pointed that out at when he was looking at my family photos, and Topher was literally standing in the middle because it was his wedding.
It's always making
But
it about himself.
Always does.
Always
does.
Anyway, love
Yeah.
you, Topher. Yeah.
Okay.
No, too
This
far.
is not a Topher podcast.
Okay, too far.
Screw him.
I'm really honored to be on here. I do have to. I have a bit of a bone to pick with you right away.
Okay. This is great. Already starting
I'm
off.
starting off hot. You brought me on after your number one episode with a real professional. Like, I was hoping to come on after Ryan or Indy or somebody that, like, wasn't as
fun.
well spoken and thoughtful and like had legit opinions that people wanted to listen to. Like, people are going to listen to this. They listened to your last episode, which was very good. If you're listening to this now and you haven't listened to the last episode, stop. Listen to the last episode
And
then
never listen to this one.
and never listen to this one because they're coming on expecting insightful, meaningful conversation, and
Yeah.
they're going to get me. Like, thank you.
We are going to have insightful, meaningful conversations. I'm really excited because I've known you for a couple years now. You were very kind to invite me onto your podcast, Tuck and Rolls.
Yeah.
I got to be on a couple times.
Every time we needed a guest, you were ready to go, and it was perfect.
Like, sign me up. And then we ran into each other at Beer Fest once. And you came to my Trivia Tuesday.
Yeah.
But this is the longest... Spoiler alert, everybody. We may have had some beers before we came to record this. But I got to hang out
sober
with...
as a jaybird.
I got to hang out with Tuck for a couple hours now, and I'm really excited because I adore you. I think you're such an awesome human.
I'm blushing.
Everything you say and do on the podcast, I always enjoy you. Yeah, I'm so thankful. Today we became text message friends.
We did, and that was very exciting.
Deleted my number because I am an Android person.
As soon as I saw the green bubble, I was like, oh, this will never work out.
No.
I feel the same way about you, Craig. I feel your energy is just... It's very contagious. When you enter a room, people... I saw it today at Bourne, and like you had a table of friends, and everybody lit up when you came around. So I'm very excited to spend time with you, and yeah, we're passing time. So
We
I
are
look forward
passing
to it.
time. I'm thankful. It's great. So we're gonna do something fun today. We got some cocktails.
Yeah.
And questions involved.
So Craig and I were looking at the Venn diagram of things that we enjoy, and like I have two young children, so I like coaching and I have to raise them, and Craig does all the trivia and hosts and is just a Calgary star, local Calgary celebrity, I will say. And so the Venn diagram is movies and the occasional drink.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say too many drinks, but the occasional drink.
Occasional drink.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we said, okay, let's do the occasional drink. So my idea was we come up with a couple cocktail recipes, and you have to make a question relating to the cocktail,
Yeah.
whether it's the name or whatever. So this first cocktail,
Okay.
this is a clarified zombie. I need to give a shout out.
I haven't tried it yet.
Haven't tried it.
No.
You haven't even seen it. This is the first time.
Yeah.
So I got to give a shout out to three Instagram accounts that I follow. 'Cause
7 Instagram accounts.
17 Instagram accounts. One of them's Canadian. It's Likeable Cocktails.
Okay.
The other two are American. It's Not Just the Bartender and Thirsty Whale.
Okay.
So those are like, I got two young kids, so they're in bed at 7 o'clock. I got time, so I make cocktails, and I follow these guys, and they every Likeable Cocktails, the woman, they make unbelievable cocktails, so it's been a lot of fun. So this is a clarified zombie. So this is a cocktail. It's a rum-based cocktail, and it's clarified, which means I mixed it with milk, and then I strained it through the curds. So like people hear that, and it sounds gross, but it gives it a different mouthfeel, which also sounds gross.
Yeah.
But let's try it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Have you tried this yet?
I've tried a version of this. I've tried this one, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
It's good.
I like it. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's good. Ooh, that's good.
So yeah, ooh, a little bit of AMSR or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You like that? OnlyFans just went through the roof.
Mukbang or whatever.
Someone said to me, we're just going to go off the roads. Off the rails.
Off the roads.
off the rails right away. Someone once said to me, like, well, like, have you thought about doing an OnlyFans? I'm like, is there a market for me to just, like, ask trivia questions?
I mean,
like,
maybe.
I'll be... If I can make enough money of me just, like, sitting naked and asking trivia questions, I will do it.
I think you do it like Chris Farley did it in Billy Madison, where you're like,
That is correct. I love that. Both of us.
I think that's what you do, right?
Oh, you made me snort.
Okay, so what'd you think? What'd you think about the cocktail?
This is delicious. This is fantastic.
Okay, so it's a clarified 1934 zombie. So my questions, I got two sort of questions.
Okay.
Because you're thinking, okay, well, movie guy, so you're probably going to be like, oh, he's probably just going to ask me what my favorite zombie movie is. No, that's not what I'm going to ask. That's the second part. I'm going to ask, if there was a zombie apocalypse today, what is your game plan? There's a follow-up to this. There's a few things. I was golfing today with a guy. He gave me some pointers on this question. So, yeah, what is your game plan if there's a zombie apocalypse? You wake up tomorrow, everybody's going nuts.
So I have thought about this a lot.
Not surprising.
Like, an unhealthy amount. There was a time, and this is an example I will give you. There was a time I was leaving Chinook, going to Chinook Station.
Okay.
And there was a school bus pulled off to the side of the road right by the, like, Staples and Home Depot.
I've been to that Home Depot.
Yeah. You know, like going to Chinook Station. And I couldn't tell what was happening, but all of a sudden I had a bad vibe, and my first thought went to zombie apocalypse.
As it should.
As it should.
As it should, yeah.
So I immediately went, all right. I looked over, I saw Staples, and I could see the little, like, ladder to get to the roof. I'm onto this. I know I am gonna go to a roof. That's important. Costco is a great example, great place to go because they got a lot of resources there, whether it be food or even, like, things you could fight with. But my thought is to go to these places. As we're talking, I looked at my fridge and I see all my beautiful nieces and nephews, and I love and adore them. I can't be with them or any of my family because I will try and protect them as long as I can, and even when there's a point where somebody gets bit, they haven't turned yet, so I need to be with strangers.
Yeah, you got no emotional connection.
Yeah, I need to be with no emotional connections. But roof and, like, places like Costco is a great place to go to because they have everything.
Costco would be a fortress.
Whereas, like, Home Depot is a great place. Great place for weapons and safety, but there's no food involved.
So the particular Home Depot and Staples that you're talking about are connected, I believe. Or you could probably go to Home Depot and build a bridge.
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting that the immediate thought is stay in the city. Because my immediate thought is get the hell out of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the last podcast episode I said I don't like Crossfield. I get anxiety there. I might have to go there.
I'm thinking, because there's a couple of places in the mountains that I think I could go.
Okay.
Not a lot of population density. I was thinking about, because I did think about going north, but, like, I don't own guns. I don't have a lot of marketable skills in that environment. Like, I'm a smooth talker sometimes, and I'm a half decent drilling engineer, but, like, none of those things work. And so, like, I was trying to think about, okay, how would I survive? What would be, like, it's like Channing Tatum in This Is the End, right? Like, you just got to sell yourself. But so I'm thinking I wouldn't go north because there is, like, some people that have guns and that are already prepared for this scenario, so I wouldn't go in that area.
Yeah.
Love those people, but I don't think they're welcoming me in.
No, not so much.
So, like, because they want to protect themselves.
Yeah.
Fair. Everybody's
They
looking
live
out.
in those areas for a reason.
Yeah.
They don't trust people.
So I think I would head west. I would find a place in the mountains. I think I could survive 20 days, maybe. With kids, they'd probably survive longer.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'd got to learn how to fish and hunt. Like, I don't know how to do any of those things.
So, like, and then, what was it, 2004's Dawn of the Dead.
They're in the mall. Like,
They're in the mall,
Yeah.
great place. And then the end is they were going to an island,
Yes.
which really sucks for us because, like, it has to take a while for us to get an island. But that's a real possibility.
Getting out to sea. Yeah.
Get out to sea. The thing that they never really chat about in movies or in the zombie movies, they kind of don't make it a thing and they make it seem, but like, is it just humans that have this disease? Because, great, okay, we move to an island.
Oh, what
we
about
can
the
live
animals?
off. We can live off of fish. Do these fish eventually become zombies? Like,
What's the transference?
Yeah.
That's a good point.
yeah, but like an island does seem the most logical sense.
Control. Input, output.
You can
Yeah.
see everything. Don't go to a big island. Like even in Vancouver Island, like
Too
I
big.
grew up in Victoria, that's too much. You
Can't
need
do
to go
that.
to those
There's
smaller
a bunch
ones.
of little islands
Yeah.
around there. You could find like just one
Yeah,
with a bunch
there's
of
an
rocks
island.
and stuff.
Do you remember this? Do you remember when Scarlett Johansson and Ryan Reynolds were married?
Yes.
They were
Yeah.
a married
Yes, I
couple,
do.
and
Yes,
they
I
got
do.
married on an island outside of, like, off of the coast of BC.
Proud Canadian. Yeah,
Mhm.
that makes sense. What items would you bring? This is another thing. So think of alone. Like
Okay.
you're scrambling.
Just
Obviously,
me,
wake
yeah.
up. There's just zombies everywhere. You
Is
got to
it-
get out of here. Look around your house. What items are you going to bring? I'm not talking about this Lilo and Stitch figurine. Which you have. I'm not calling you out. It's a great figurine. He's dressed like Elvis, but what are you picking up?
Wow, calling me out. Okay. Weirdly enough, I see my frying pan, and I feel like
Not a bad, yeah.
that'd be a great one.
Weapon and a
I
cooking
don't
utensil.
have a lot of things that could, like, maybe my knife block would be a smart thing.
Because then you got the knives. Yeah.
The knives, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You're taking
I'm
the
leaving
knife. I
It's
like
just-
how you didn't say the knife. You took the whole knife block, which means you
Yeah.
get all the knives.
Exactly.
That's a loophole. That's
because
one
I
item.
because then I can take multiple knives out and stab people or zombies, not people.
Not
sorry.
people. Oh, it was a zombie, I swear. I do think so. I think the lesson for both of us here is we got to watch a lot more Alone on
Yes.
Netflix because then it's like then we get some tips.
Yeah. Did you watch that movie on Netflix where she was deaf and she had the guy break into her house?
Oh no, it sounds scary.
Yeah, I know
watch
you don't
it.
like scary.
I don't like
No.
scary. It sounds terrifying.
I know why. Wait a minute.
Zombie movies aren't scary.
Zombie movies aren't scary because
No.
you were literally. I was just about to ask. I was like, wait a minute. You have told Ryan multiple times. I've heard you say you don't like scary movies. Zombie movies aren't. Okay,
No.
why aren't zombie movies scary for you?
Okay, so
Because you don't believe it?
no, in the comic books, The Walking Dead. I'm just gonna follow me here. This
Okay.
is gonna be
Okay.
the passing time with talk. Follow the tangent. It's in the comic books, The Walking Dead. Robert Kirkland writes about how he this book isn't about the zombies. This is about the people.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how people react when the world goes to shit. It's about how people react when there's no TV, no distractions, no nothing, right? And that's the point. And The Walking Dead does a pretty good job of that for most of the seasons. There's a couple of seasons that are pretty low, but I think they do a pretty good job of showing that. So the reason that zombie movies aren't scary is because it's just about people. It's not about the supernatural. It's
Yeah.
not fucking with ghosts. It's not fucking with, this is the same reason that serial killer movies aren't scary. Like, I don't find Halloween scary. I like that, but like Evil Dead, the new like that kind of shit where you're
Yeah.
Necronomicon and stuff like that. Nope,
No.
because that I don't have control over. People, you can at least maybe reason with. Sometimes you can understand.
Yeah.
Sometimes, right?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that was deeper than I was expecting. Hope it sounded like
Welcome to Passing Time with Craig.
what? Not just what a dickhead. That's what everybody said, but no.
I mean,
So
they're gonna
that's why
say
zombie
that.
movies aren't scary. So that leads me to the second part of the zombie question, because we're almost done. We're about 3/4 of the way through the cocktail. Second zombie follow-up question. What is your favorite zombie movie?
The 2004 Dawn of the Dead was a kind of leading point for me, like, into zombie films. My younger brother Daniel, if he's listening, hey, he's not.
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
Your favorite brother? Suck a Dover. Just kidding.
Oh, Tover knows I dislike him. Just kidding. I love you, ish. Your kids are great. It was a groundbreaking film for me because that was like one of the first zombie films I actually saw.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I really liked it. I loved everything about it. The idea of being trapped in this mall.
Yeah.
I think they did a really good job with it. Actually, I'm going to say, but it's not a scary one. I'm going to say Shaun of the Dead.
I was just going to say.
You were going to say that.
Yeah. So there's two that came to mind. Exact same thoughts. 2004 Dawn of the Dead. And bonus shout out to the 2004 Dawn of the Dead in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Yeah.
the scene when they take Michael McDonald off of the screen. Yum will be there. Yum will burn this place to the ground. And they put Dawn of the Dead. Oh shit! Oh, that scene is so good, and it makes me want to watch that movie after I watch 40-Year-Old Virgin. So I will say Dawn of the Dead, 2004's Dawn of the Dead, but Shaun of the Dead was so good, and I can't remember the director, but he talks about this is where Ryan works.
I think is it Zack Snyder?
That's 2004, but the Shaun of the Dead director.
Oh yeah. Oh fuck, what's his name?
You're gonna have to, but he does. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on how he doesn't just do this thing that lazy comedies do, where he uses the visual medium to enhance the plot. Like when in Hot Fuzz, for example, when he's moving from London to the small town, he doesn't just show driving and show a picture of the small town. He shows the train stops and the Peace Lily.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah. Right.
Right. See?
But in Shaun of the Dead, when they're talking about the zombie apocalypse, when they're sitting on the couch, he's flipping through the channels, and each of the channels, they make a continuous sentence with the words that they're saying on TV. It's like, it's really, really well done. But yeah.
I enjoy a movie that knows what's going on. I think that's why Scream is one of my favorite movies ever. And it continues to be one of the most popular movies ever because they live in a world where these movies actually exist.
Yeah.
Like, I love, obviously everyone knows, I love the Jurassic Park films. Let me live in a world where someone is, like, that should be a movie, where someone is trying to create something with dinosaurs, and people are like, have you not fucking seen Jurassic Park? Like,
that would be a good way to do it.
That'd be the best way to do it.
Because, they with the 3 new Jurassic Park films, they tried to create a world where it's just dinosaurs living with people. And
the first
Dinotopia already did
Jurassic
that.
World was fantastic because they were like, okay, well, let's see, what if we did a Jurassic Park, but it actually succeeded? That was the whole idea of it.
Yeah.
That was the whole idea about it. And then, okay, people get bored, so we need to create new things. Like, it makes sense.
And they went with giant crickets. Giant grasshoppers. Anyway. Okay.
Fallen Kingdom.
What's your overall, if we're going to do, out of 5, this cocktail, first one, so keep that in mind. What are you going to give it?
Okay. I'd give this a 4.
4? Okay. Yeah, I'll give you that. Cheers to that.
What would you give it?
This one's one of my favorite clarified drinks. I give it a 4.5. I'm going half point. I like it more.
Okay, apparently.
You're up next.
All right, I'm up next. All right, so we got Caesars here because it's basic. But this is a local distillery. They make moonshine, and this is a peppercorn moonshine they make.
Peppercorn moonshine Caesar. Okay.
Yeah, so it's literally all we made the Caesar was Clamato and this peppercorn thing.
No Worcestershire?
No. It's 40% moonshine because it's moonshine.
Yeah.
But yeah, try it. Here we go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
A lot.
So the idea behind this moonshine place, Badlands Distillery, is they want to make it simple for you. Especially you go camping, you go by the river. Sure, Caesar sounds really nice, but you have to bring all this stuff for it. So what if you only have one thing plus the Clamato?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
You could just throw this in. This
Yeah.
is a great Caesar. So, we talked about this idea before. One of my ideas, because you're a local podcast,
Yeah.
was to include a local ingredient.
Yeah.
I fucked that up. On the first hand up on the first cocktail, I messed that up. I did get a local ingredient for my next one. I was looking for a
Okay,
local...
what do you have for the first one?
Nothing. I was looking for... I went to,
This was your idea.
I know. This is what this is. Now you understand what Ryan lived through for 60 episodes. The one thing I will say, it's a rum-based cocktail. I was looking for a local-based rum, but Sobeys liquor store didn't have them, and my car ran out of batteries when I was at Sobeys liquor store, so I couldn't go to Total Wine. I would have found a local rum, but I didn't. So hand up. This is a good start to our local experience in cocktails. So Badlands Brewing, where are they based out of?
They're based out of Ledoux?
Leduc. No,
Leduc.
It's Leduc. It's Leduc. Oh, okay. I think they might have a dill pickle one too. That's really
They've got
good.
a bunch of great stuff. They have a dill one. They've got a garlic one. Yeah, there's such great stuff. I
For
found
the
them.
vampire apocalypse, the
Yes.
garlic one. We got to get that. The moonshine is really taking off.
Yeah,
Like it's
so
not
this
just
is 40%. So we're drinking a 40%. And again, we only need 2 ingredients. Clamato and this.
That's really impressive.
So my question to you is, what are your favorite Canadian films or television?
Oh,
We're talking about Caesar, based here in Calgary. That's the creation, is Calgary. So Caesar is probably a very well-known Canadian drink, which is funny because like Bloody Mary is.
Do you like Bloody Marys?
I'm gonna call it out right now. Bloody Mary is a fucking Caesar.
it's a Caesar. Yeah, it's like Caesar Light. I do
Yeah.
enjoy a good Bloody Mary, but usually I'm having them at the airport after a big trip to the States.
Yeah.
So like I just need anything
Yeah.
at that point. Yeah.
They're the same thing.
Same thing.
But
No clam.
Caesar is a very Canadian thing. So what are some of your favorite Canadian televisions or movies?
Okay. I gotta think about this.
Because what year were you born?
86.
86. So where do you fall on the Degrassi timeline?
The Next Generation.
The Next
I was
Generation,
gonna
yes,
say
yeah,
Degrassi
yeah.
was one of my favorites. If we're going way back to when like I was a kid, obviously I love Friendly Giant. You remember that one?
Oh, yes.
Look up, look way
Yeah.
up. Right, I got a little love for two.
Yeah.
Like, that was always good.
Raccoons?
Raccoons, Cyril Sneer.
Sorry, one more time.
Raccoons. No, I don't know. But no, I did love raccoons. I did watch it. So one big one that I've missed on that I've started but not completed was Schitt's Creek. Are you a Schitt's Creek
You
fan?
have not
I have
completed.
not completed Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek is one of my favorite things. It's so positive. But I will say, start off, I remember I was living in a house with 3 friends, and we watched the first season, and we all said the same thing. At that time, we were like, yeah, this is Canadian.
Oh, okay.
Canadian
Yeah.
content was not great.
No,
Other than Degrassi.
North of 60? I remember North of 60. I've been north of 60.
I'm gonna still state the same thing. Other than Degrassi, which was killing it and crushing it and doing episodes that they wouldn't even air in the States, like they did abortions, the gun,
Yeah.
like the school shooting. They weren't touching that in the States. We were doing that. Degrassi is a Canadian show that they gave every power to, and it was fantastic. And until Schitt's Creek came around, and that first season of Schitt's Creek, I remember watching it with my friends, and we're like, this is Canadian. Like, there was a point
Yeah.
where you'd watch a show and you're like, this is Canadian.
Was Breaker High Canadian?
No.
Ryan Gosling.
No, but Ryan
Ryan
Gosling.
Gosling.
I
Was
love
Are You
Breaker
Afraid of the Dark Canadian?
Yes.
Okay, that's
But then
one.
it aired on
YTV, which was Canadian.
YTV, but it then was also like got picked up on I think Nickelodeon or something like that.
Oh,
but yeah,
So
that
Are
was
You Afraid of the
Canadian.
Dark? I still do not like going in a wave pool because of that show.
Oh, the ghost. Oh,
The one that came out of the bottom of the pool.
I know exactly what
You
you're
know
talking
what I'm
about.
talking. It was like all bloody and came up. So that one.
What
it's not my
about? Do you
favorite.
remember the comic book? The like
Yes.
purple. Yes. Yep.
I'm still afraid of clowns because of that show. So, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Not one of my favorites, but very impactful. This one's not going to be popular, but I do really like Trailer Park Boys. Where I was at the time that it came out, like the
You were
people I was
living in a
with-
trailer park.
Yeah, I was. No, I wasn't. But like guys I was working with, like and it's funny. Like there's some things that are it's a dumb show, but there's some things that are very smart about it. Like when they're trying to hide the hash, so they turn it into a driveway. It's like it's a ridiculous thing to do. It's a dumb show, but I do like Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah.
My favorite episode is the Christmas episode. So just so everybody, if everybody's listened to Tuck and Rolls, they know I'm not a big Christmas guy. I'm assuming you haven't listened to Tuck and Rolls, so I'm just gonna say I'm a bit of a Scrooge. But the Trailer Park Christmas episode is one of my favorite Christmas episodes because he stands up in the church and he goes, you know what? Christmas is about getting fucking drunk and fucking stoned with your family, and that's what I'm gonna go fucking do. And so I can appreciate that. Not that my family gets stoned; they're
Yeah.
family of teachers and learning individuals, but they like having a couple of drinks. Not Anyway, so I did like Trailer Park Boys.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that'd be a popular one. I've watched one episode of Letter Kenny,
Oh,
and I was at a friend's house and I wasn't in the mood for it, so
You gotta be in the right mood for
I
it.
didn't
yeah.
fully understand it. But I've seen plenty of clips and I love it. The clips I've seen, so I want to watch it more.
I got into so I saw him do his thing before he became a full show on
Yeah.
YouTube. I think my cousin's husband's actually related to him, which is the most Canadian thing of all time. But he Letterkenny, you got to be in the right mood for because it's quick. It's I enjoy it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. I haven't seen Shoresy. I hear that's really good.
Yeah.
If you like hockey and stuff like that.
Okay, so then my
Hockey.
next question, hockey. So my next question is for you. Continuing on with our Caesar, our Canadian drinks here.
Peppercorn.
Peppercorn. Yeah, and again, this is a peppercorn moonshine.
This is really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 2 ingredients.
I'm really regretting giving this a 4.5 because now I got to give this a 5, and that's gonna be really tough
I know.
for my last drink, which I have to
When
rate.
you establish the ratings,
Established dominance
listening
there,
to
yeah. Shit.
you have not established
When-
dominance
this
ever.
Is, no, I haven't. This is passing time with Craig when power moves go wrong. Anyway, what's your next question?
My next question is: so we talked about Canadian movies and TV shows, but who are some of your favorite Canadian actors and actresses, or singers as well?
Okay.
Like,
Can I go off, King? I called you the king there. See what I did
Yeah,
there?
I
See
like
what
that,
I did
like
there?
that. You know what? I just want. Sorry, before you go on, I know I'm just hearing Ryan listen to this episode, and he just is like keeps interjecting, expecting us to stop.
No.
So for a moment, next time you say something, we're just gonna pause to let him have a moment
Yell
to
at us.
yell at us.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. The two Ryans,
Yeah.
Gosling and Reynolds,
Yeah.
obviously amazing. You know who I've come around to, who I
Oh.
wasn't in love with as a child?
Okay.
Celine.
Yes.
Okay.
I wasn't either.
Wasn't a big fan. Like, mom likes her. What am I
Yeah.
going to do? But now, mad respect. Celine. Shania, also Canadian. A couple of female artists.
Avril.
Avril? Yeah. Do you know, she might not be Avril. She might be.
I know it might be somebody else.
Conspiracy. Infowars.
Okay. Well, let me wait. Okay.
Nickelback. I'm going to say Nickelback.
Okay,
I'm saying it.
That was the next
Yep,
one I was going to
that's
say.
it.
Okay, let me list a few bands, people, singers,
Am I
everything
gonna
like that.
pass or
Yeah,
smash
yeah,
this?
yeah.
Okay.
Sum 41.
Smash.
Simple Plan.
They had one good song.
No, it's
Is that not true? They had a couple of good songs. Pass.
Do you want to hear a story?
Yes, I would love to hear a Simple Plan story.
They were one of my first bands I saw in concert.
Oh well, obviously you're gonna love them.
Obviously.
Yeah.
But they had a song, and my dad was dating this woman that I did not like. My family did not like. And I was listening to my Discman.
Was it anti-skip? Did it have the
It had
anti-skip?
anti-skip.
Okay, just making sure.
And I'm sitting in the back of the truck as we're driving, and there's a song, and there's lyrics, and I was singing this out loud because I wanted to be like, yeah. And the lyrics literally go,
Got her.
"Hey, Dad, look at me now." Is what do you think I was? Did I grow up according to plan? And I sang that out loud to my dad and his girlfriend, she's stupid, and he even was like, I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah.
Yeah, we've been there. Yeah.
All right. So the Simple Plan, Alanis Morissette.
Smash.
Ooh, God, I just forgot. Drake.
For you, smash or pass, Drake.
Well, after that release video, that is a smash and a half.
No, I didn't. The helicopter video. I never saw it.
You never saw it.
Wink. No, I was more thinking about his beef with Kendrick and stuff like that. Like I've never. There's a few artists that like I never quite got the hype with.
Oh, I never understood Drake.
I never understood Drake's hype. Like, because there was the big Morgan Wallen hype. I started listening to Morgan. I understand the hype. I've seen him live. He's great. The T Swift hype. I don't understand the extreme level of the hype. I'll never understand that with anybody. I understand the hype with T Swift because she puts on a amazing show. She's a powerful artist. She sings very well. She's a very good singer.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic.
Drake, I've never understood the hype.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Am I alone
there's
here?
no. You are not alone. I don't understand it. As someone, I host Name That Tune, Passing Time with Craig. Listeners probably know this already. I host Name That Tune. I don't think I've ever used a Drake song because I just think, no, you're not Craig.
Like, what the fuck is
Yeah.
that? Anyway, so Drake is a pass for me. Yeah.
Tragically Hip.
Okay, this one's very.
Oh.
I have very. So rest in peace, Gord. Died of a tragic disease.
Yeah.
I never liked Tragically Hip growing up because we would only get we didn't have cable, so we'd only get Canadian TV. So you're watching Grey Cup, you're watching any Canadian hockey game. It's a big game. They're always playing because you have to have a Canadian artist. So they're the only thing playing on. So I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Listening to them now, I saw them live. I get it. Okay, so all of my previous, like I'm flip flopping here, which Ryan also hates. Maybe you should just come on the podcast, Ryan. No. But like all of that, it's the same thing as the Seattle Seahawks. Okay,
Yeah.
the Seattle Seahawks were the only NFL team on Calgary television when we were growing up. I hated Matt Hasselbeck's bald head, but as soon as Marshawn Lynch came in and started running through people, as soon as I started listening to Tragically Hip and their music basically ran through my mind. Okay, I get it. They got a lot of really good songs. I can appreciate them now. When I was growing up, no. Passing the hip when I was growing up, smash the hip now. So regretfully too late, but yeah.
All right, I got two more for you. Dan Aykroyd.
Smash in Ghostbusters.
Just that?
No, smash. I like Dan Aykroyd. Yeah.
No, I mean, great person. Great films. A lot of great things.
You're passing on him though. Be honest here. This is an honest podcast.
No, I think I would smash.
Okay.
I think I would. And finally, actually, no, wait, I've got two more.
Okay.
Sorry. Next up, Jim Carrey.
Ooh.
Okay, let's do Jim Carrey, because this is, I know you, and I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Let's do Jim Carrey before 2000.
Okay, smash.
Jim Carrey 2018 on.
Pass.
Yeah.
So he's like a less extreme version of Cousin Eddie. Right? Because Cousin Eddie went nuts.
You're not wrong.
Right? And Jim Carrey, obviously very strong opinions. There's a movie about him doing the Man in the Moon movie where he channeled Andy Kaufman, where Like something was rewired in his
Yeah.
head, and like that's a legit thing. When he was physical comedy in Living Color, Ace Ventura is one of the main reasons I'm a Dolphins fan.
Oh,
So there's a lot of Jim Carrey memories and a lot of 90s quotes from Jim Carrey that still carry on this day. So
Yeah.
you can't discount that. But 2018, like, hey man, we all go through hard times.
I mean, I could have probably even pushed that earlier.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yes Man was his last good
I
thing.
was.
Want a high five? Want a high five right now?
We're gonna high five
Okay.
because I was about to say I think Yes Man on.
Yeah, like Yes Man was the last. Like Bruce Almighty, there was some things that were very funny. It was a very funny concept. Yes Man was
Yeah.
really good. Like it's basically Liar Liar but better.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, Jim Carrey, one of the best physical comedians of all time.
All right, so final person, Canadian. I'm gonna reference, and only because I think, based off of movies, they probably have made more money. There's other people. Martin Short, I adore, I love. Martin Short's, I think, one of the best humans to ever exist.
Yeah.
Everybody from Schitt's Creek. But the last person I want to acknowledge, and we're going to talk about here, and it's really because of a franchise, a animated franchise, Mike Myers.
Like the killer in Halloween. No, just kidding. I love Mike Myers. We were talking earlier while we were having beers about Wayne's World. Still
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies. It's one of the. Wayne's World was one of the movies my dad showed me when I was way too young. Just shout out Phil, thank you. And Wayne's World's also the reason I know what pubes are. Because Wayne's World 2, when he's like right at the start, I remember watching with people that were much older, and they were like, "Oh yeah, and Garth finally got pubes." I was like, "What are pubes?" And they're like, "Hair down there." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, maybe 12, 11
Yeah.
when puberty late." But Austin Powers movies all still very good, which I can't wait to.
Oh yeah, we
No.
got an episode coming up.
We got an episode coming up. I still gotta watch them. He did some, like, he had a bit of a blip with, like, Sawyer married an axe murderer, but no, Mike Myers was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah. Is awesome. Sorry, was.
it was
Is awesome.
yeah. No, he's done very well for himself. There's a lot of hits, and yeah, I'm excited to see what happens next. He has been like stepping back for a while.
I don't think he's gonna do anything else,
No.
right? Like, he did that military movie that I never watched on Netflix. There was one that he was in.
Oh yeah,
Did you watch it?
No.
Yeah, so we're gonna pass on those, but
Yeah.
smash all old Michael
yeah.
Myers.
All up until that
Mike
time.
Myers.
Yeah, yeah.
Mike Myers.
Mike Myers.
Not Michael.
Mike Myers. All right. Well, I think it's your time for the third one.
All right.
Cocktail number 3. What
So
do
I
you
did-
got for me?
I didn't want to bring a lot of cocktail ingredients. I didn't want to be cutting up lemons and limes,
I respect that.
messing up your apartment. So I brought another clarified cocktail. So again, I mixed this up, poured a bunch of milk in it, and then strained it through the curds. So it's shelf stable. So what they say, it gives it a different mouthfeel. This is a raspberry buck modified, because what I did, I took the local ingredient. This is typically a bourbon cocktail, but I added it was half bourbon, half Rupert, which is an Eau Claire whiskey.
Oh, nice.
So local distillery, Rupert. It's a great whiskey. If you like Canadian whiskey, I would say go get a bottle of Rupert. Reasonably priced anyway. So cheers. This is a
Cheers.
raspberry buck.
Oh, thank you. Oh, damn, that's good.
There's also homemade raspberry syrup in here. The muddled
What?
raspberries and everything. Yeah. Not raspberries from the garden, but if I had them, I would make them. Okay.
Wow.
So this is a raspberry buck. So there's two parts to this question. And they're
Okay.
both very different.
Okay.
Because we were just talking about Canadian comedians, when I heard Buck, I immediately thought of Uncle Buck.
Yes.
So John Candy,
Yeah.
who I am not a big fan of, which is a
Oh.
hot take. Phil was never a big fan of, so I never watched a lot of John Candy movies. Also, heard he was kind of a dick in real life, so that sticks with me. Rest in peace, obviously, John Candy. I didn't know you. I don't know if you were a dick. But the question comes down. So now that we were talking about all these famous comedians, question's always, dead or alive, which comedian would you like to have a beer with at Born Brewing?
Ooh, good question.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have good questions. That's why I listen to your podcasts.
It doesn't exist. We're coming back, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do it. I support it. Ooh, okay, so like...
You could come up with multiple answers. Like, there's
Okay.
a bunch of people that I would like to talk
Yeah.
to, right? Jim Carrey would be one of them. I would say I would like to have a beer with Jim Carrey and just see what the fuck is going on.
I would love to have a beer with Martin Short.
Okay.
I adore Martin Short. I've been told I kind of look like him, and I'm like...
You're a handsomer Martin Short. I would
Thank
say
you,
that.
thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Martin Tall.
Martin Tall. Martin...
Ish.
He is so funny. He's so great. I love him. I would love to just chat with him. And then... ooh, like, I have a few people in mind, but I'm trying to think. You know what? If I want to get her name right. She was so funny in the Tom Brady.
Nikki Glaser?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. Nikki Glaser. I was going to say, I was like, that doesn't sound right. Nikki Glaser. She's doing such a fantastic job. And that roast, I've seen her other bits, and that roast.
She nailed it.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
Only funny part of the night.
There was a few. I really liked that roast. There was a few funny parts. Nikki was. I was very disappointed in Tom and Bert,
Yeah.
but Nikki nailed it.
She fucking killed it.
Nailed it.
I would love to have drinks with her. I think she'd be great.
She would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
What about you?
Jerry Seinfeld comes to mind. There's a lot of information about him, and so like I don't know how that would go. Like I don't think he'd want to have a beer with me. I'm done with this. He wouldn't want to come on the Tuck and Rolls podcast. Probably passing time with Jerry Seinfeld though. I think that would work.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
I don't know why Daniel Tosh comes to mind because like he's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
I would like to actually ask Dane Cook what the hell happened.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if I can just ask
Like-
any question.
Yeah, if you can ask any question.
My God, Dane Cook would 100% be like...
Because, I just stole from a bunch of comedians. That's what happened. Like, he was big. I remember being in high school and being able to recite every Dane Cook bit because,
Yeah.
like, that was it. Eddie Murphy is one that comes to mind. Because of Raw, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to go for a beer with Chappelle. I know there's a lot of controversy about that. Like,
Oh, I would love to, like, chat with people because I don't know. I have this thing and I'm nowhere near those levels whatsoever, but becoming somewhat of a personality or person, I know that, like, I now have to, like...
famous celebrity. Of
Local.
course, yeah.
Like, people do know me, and I know I need to, like, do these things, and because it's interesting, because Trivia Daddy and Bingo Daddy are two very different people. Like...
It's like Hulk Hogan and Terry Boyd.
Very different
Very
people.
different people.
Thank you for getting that.
Yeah.
But Bingo Daddy says the most inappropriate things ever. Bingo Daddy says...
So watch out if you got your Bingo Daddy hat on. Okay.
Do you know some of the things
For the listeners, he doesn't have it
I
on
say-
right now. He's just got his headphones on right now.
Okay,
He's
I'll-
podcast daddy.
I'll say right now, one of the things I do when I call B14, I say B14, R. Kelly's mantra.
But you can't say that. It's Trivia Daddy.
No, Trivia
No.
Daddy doesn't say that, but Bingo Daddy does.
Okay. Yeah, because
And then
it's a good...
and then I say I-16 is what I told Kevin Spacey.
Those are very clever.
Yeah. I don't say that shit with Trivia Daddy. Trivia Daddy's
Then
a
just
little
don't
bit
ask
more.
those
'cause
questions.
Trivia Daddy just makes fun of people for being stupid.
Yeah.
Bingo Daddy says inappropriate things.
So yeah, you could understand that. Like there's a...
But they're also characters. Like
yeah, of course.
Craig and Bingo Daddy and Trivia Daddy, they are slightly different. They're not that different. That's me.
But if the
But
law
they
asks, you're
are
different.
like they
Yeah.
are different. So I think about that stuff.
Comedy's tough because Tomedy. We got a couple drinks.
Fucking Tomedy.
Fucking Tomedy. Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
He has a very good. His first Netflix special. He talks about how laughter is one of the most primal forms of communication,
Yeah.
and how it needs to be enjoyed in person. Like, so if you read a transcript of a comedy set, doesn't quite land. Ryan, shout out to what he says. There's times when you say things that are hurtful to people, and that should never be funny.
Yeah.
So I agree with that. It's a very fine line, because you got to be like I was playing cornhole at my parents' house the other day. My sister, she's moving to Australia. I'm gonna miss her. She's moving with a great guy though, so we're very happy for her.
Good for her. Yeah.
We were playing against my parents. I was with my mom. She was with my dad. We were just ripping on each other and saying things that, like, if you recorded this and then transcribed it, it would be like, oh, these two hate each other.
Yeah.
But it was in the moment, and it was like, it was never really hurtful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a really fine line, and I do feel bad for comedians that cross it and get roasted because they're not bad people, but that usually isn't the case. You know what I mean? So
it's usually because they do truly mean what they're saying.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I mean, that's, I think, the biggest reason about it. Like, because you can say things and we know it's... If you tell me something offensive, but you do it in a great joke. If you're going to make a joke about being gay, for example, but you do it in a very funny way, and I know that you, like...
Support.
It's tough when I do know the person. But, like, if you say it that way, like... I get it. It's great, and I think that's hilarious. Like, it's the same fact that I know, like, Topher and I, for example, my brother Topher and my other 3 siblings, the 5 of us have made jokes to each other about our mom that everybody else gets extremely uncomfortable. And I've made a joke once before where a girl started crying. And I was like, no, it's okay. Like, I made the joke. It's okay. But, like, that's...
You talked about this in your last episode. If you've gone through grief, you understand it, and you kind of can go there.
Yeah.
If you... My problem, so I'll use Jimmy Carr again as an example, because the first Netflix special he had was very funny. Mm-hmm. And he did a lot of offside jokes, but they were done, and he said, I'd say this to the person in the face, and all this. But his next special, he went too far. He tried to go offside. So if you're doing this to just push the envelope and make people mad, that's not the point.
Yeah.
If you're trying to make people... Everybody deals with things in different ways. Our family always deals with stuff by joking. You have to. You have to laugh about things. You have to deal with it that way. That's how we always dealt with it. Like, there's obviously everybody grieves or does whatever in different ways. If you're doing it just to push the envelope, irritate people, and grind people's gears, you know what? We can't do that. And I do think there's an element of Chappelle's last 2 specials that were like that, right?
Yeah.
So, that's where I'll come back to the original question about who I... That's why I do think Seinfeld is the one I'd want to have a beer with, or a drink with, or coffee with. Maybe hate coffee and cars with comedians. We're both available, Jerry, as you want.
We're here.
We're here. We're here.
Choose us. Tuck and Craig, not Tuck and Rolls.
Yeah. Ryan, come too. You got to sit in the back seat and can't talk. No, but no, I think because he's always walked that line, and he has a work ethic that can be... It's something to aspire to.
Yeah.
So that's why I would want to. Second part of the question, you ready for this? This is going to be complete 180.
Okay, perfect.
Because we got a little bit deep there.
Yeah.
We're almost done our drink. So this is a raspberry buck. That's what it is. So raspberries are a berry. They fit into that group.
What?
Yeah, I know. The question that my buddy asks in long car trips to keep conversation going. If you had to pick one fruit group to eat for the rest of your life, that's the only fruit you get to pick. The groups are berries, raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, all the berries, strawberries, household fruits, apples, bananas, oranges, tropical fruits, mangoes, pineapples, papayas, guavas, melons, watermelon, honeydew, cantaloupe. What group are you picking? Or if you have another group that you'd like to propose, we're open for discussion.
Oh, that's a good question.
Bananas are always controversial because they're in the household group, but they're also a tropical fruit.
Yeah, no, but I get why they're household, because and
fruit bowl. We'll call them fruit bowl fruits.
Fruit bowl fruits. That's my favorite gay club I go to.
Sounds like a party.
Tell me more about this fruit ball.
Can we go there?
Yeah. All right. That's the end of this podcast.
These guys are all so friendly. Anyway, stop stalling. Answer the fruit question. Answer the fruit question.
Oh, what are you, my like? No, I guess I missed a joke. It was gonna.
It was gonna be there.
It was gonna be
It was
about
right there.
It was gonna be about. What are those camps called?
Oh,
Yeah,
the therapy.
Yeah,
the correction
yeah.
therapy.
it's
Answer
gonna be
the
great.
fruit
It's
question.
gonna be great. It's not gonna be
made me
great, and
snort
I'm
now.
so sorry.
Sorry
to
That
all
was-
those people.
We're not having. Nobody's having a beer with
No.
us.
I would choose berries because I love.
Really?
Yeah.
You're the second guy today that said berries. Because I asked this to the guy who helped me with the zombie question.
Okay.
I would pick. I'd pick tropical. I like pineapple. I like
Love
mango.
pineapple.
Yeah, like these are the tough ones. Like,
But like
it'd be tough to get rid
blueberry,
of banana.
raspberries.
I know, but I got berries in the house all the time. Feed them to the kids.
Yeah, but that's not.
So I'm not. No, but so I'm not eating the berries all the time. Blueberries. Oh, but then you're missing out on pie too. Like this is the part that you don't think about. Like what am I gonna have? A mango cream pie? That's
I'm
not
gonna have
good.
a pineapple pie.
Just gonna have a pineapple because it's better than pie. No, nothing's better than pie. I don't know. This is tough. I'm gonna. Okay, fine. I'll go with household fruits then. I need bananas because I gotta have banana cream pie. So I'm going with
An apple pie, I guess.
apple pie. Yeah, like nothing like warm apple pie. We were all thinking it. Yeah, I think that's berries is good. Berries is a very good choice. Berries would be close second to either group, but yeah, I'll take the household fruits. I'll go plain Jane. Give me that fruit ball fruits. Okay, you wanna know fun cocktail facts? I do have one of these.
You've got fun cocktail
I have
fact?
one
Let's
fun
do it.
cocktail fact.
One. Okay, let's do it.
So when you replace a citrus with a liqueur,
Okay.
sorry, you replace the sugar with a liqueur in a cocktail. It's called
Okay.
a daisy. So in a margarita, there's tequila, triple sec, and lime juice.
Yeah.
Right? Do you want to know what the Spanish word for daisy is?
Yes.
Margarita. Yeah. So it's just that's where it comes from. Right?
Did you look that up to be like, I
this
need a
is-
fun fact?
No, this is like the one that they throw out at parties usually, and then I have to leave because people are like, "You're too drunk, Todd."
That's
leave."
it.
I had another. We had a fun fact about Remember the Titans, but we're not going to ruin that movie for everybody.
If no one has seen Remember the Titans, you're stupid.
This might be. I don't know if this is true, so I want your listeners to tell me if this is not true.
Okay.
This is what I heard though. At the point that Remember the Titans happened, every other school in their district was also desegregated.
Yeah. You told me this, yes.
And are you still dealing with that trauma?
It's
We listened to the last
I'm
episode.
upset, but I'm
Sorry, I
also
shouldn't
like,
call it
that's
small T trauma.
yeah.
It's a small. It's very very small.
That's
The
a small
smallest.
T. That's
of
a
T's.
small T.
Smallest of T's.
It might be a large T because this is a movie I've known for like 20 years. Yeah, that's.
I mean, does it change the fact that I love that movie? Does it
No.
change the fact that it's people coming together? Does it change the fact any
it's-
of those facts?
It
No.
just kind of sucks. Like, this doesn't suck. I want to clarify that.
It sucks that everybody else was together
Yeah.
the whole time.
There's so many movies that we had to tweak and change in order to be inspirational. And like this is where we have to kind of have those moments where it's like, okay, this is great, it's inspirational, but at the same time, if a bunch of positive things have been happening, like so like here I guess this is the best two examples. Remember the Titans. Great movie. Think important. Things were different. We tweaked it to make it more inspirational. Cool.
Yeah.
Blindside, they
Oh.
tweaked it to make it inspirational in the sad way. I've never had a bed before. Let these people save me. Oh, Sandra Bullock is going to teach me football.
Yeah,
That's
cringy.
the
Yeah,
negative
yeah.
thing. Whereas Remember the Titans is more, I think, more positive.
Message is still the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I will say, I don't know who else has watched the show Superstore. Superstore is one of the best TV shows to ever
It's
exist.
fantastic. Yeah.
And there's the episode where the eyeglass guy hires Mateo, and he's just like, I read this thing about white savior. I guess that's me. And Mateo's like, you didn't read the whole article, did you?
It's so yeah. I think tweaking them for the right reasons is the right. But it also comes down to your last question on every podcast. Yes, what is awesome?
I haven't asked that yet.
I know, but I'm gonna let you ask it. But there's a lot of things, and it sucks that all the things that are awesome that you've mentioned on your many episodes, great episodes, best episodes. Sorry, it sounded like Trump there. I didn't mean to. I don't like the guy. I'm not trying to anyway. But it was not. A lot of things are very awesome, but
Yeah.
they're not TV worthy, and that's fine. And it's fine that if you have tweaked things that are awesome to make them a little bit more awesome to make them TV worthy, because there's a lot of things that are everyday awesome that they just don't film. So I appreciate your point very much, where it's like if you tweak it in the right way, so it's making the main message awesome, not making the. Because Michael Orr, it's tough. Like he was playing for the Baltimore Ravens as left tackle at the time that movie came out. He's like, no, I definitely played football. I definitely knew the rules. I definitely know all this stuff. I mean, great movie. I'm getting paid, but like, nah, this isn't true. That puts a damper on things.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans. The message is still. It doesn't matter if every other school was desegregated. They still won. They still did a lot of great things. They still bonded over the Temptations. So who cares, really? So. Spoiler alert, I didn't ruin anything.
Not at all. Didn't ruin anything.
Anything. Ever.
All right. Well, we had 3 delicious cocktails.
They were great. Cheers. This is our last sip together. Yeah.
What did you rate this last one?
Shot. This is a 3.5. The peppercorn season was a 5. Peppercorn Caesar saison. I was drinking too many beers today. Peppercorn Caesar was a 5. This was a 4. Middle one was the zombie was a 4.5.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, as we wrap up here, first of all, I just want to say, Tuck, I love you, and I'm so glad
I love you too, Greg.
you got to be on my podcast.
This was really fun.
Oh,
can we do this again?
Oh, 100%.
Nice.
We're going to do this so much more. I can't wait. But as we start to wrap up here, as I asked everybody, what's awesome?
You know what? I've thought about this. I thought of this when I was like, if Craig asked me what's awesome, what am I going to say? I'm going to say you, buddy.
Oh.
You are awesome, and I'm not pandering. I think you. I'm gonna like. You bring people together. You bring everybody an audience. Like, it's hard to do this. It's hard to carry on a conversation for an hour. You and I don't find this hard, but a lot of people find this hard. So you do that. You bring people out. You bring people together with Trivia Daddy. You bring people. You tear people apart with Bingo Daddy because he's so inappropriate. Toon Daddy brings people back together. No, but Craig, you are awesome. That's what I was going to say. And I'm pandering to you, but I just want to come back in your podcast. So, also the Miami Dolphins, they're awesome too. Anyway. You and the Miami Dolphins.
Me and the Miami Dolphins.
This is elite company.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. This was honestly a lot of fun.
This was so much fun. Yeah, I enjoyed this. You made delicious cocktails.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you so much. If you weren't going to make both of them again, which one would you make again?
I've made both of these multiple times. I would do the zombie. If I'm gonna have a party, I'm making a zombie. Yeah. You? Which one would you want to make out of the 3, other than the easy peppercorn?
The raspberry was really good.
You like this one better?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I like it better, but just
it's good. Let's have another one.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have another one.
All right, cheers.
All right. As we start to wrap up here, thank you, Chuck, for being here.
It was a pleasure.
If Ryan is on my next podcast episode, or going to be soon, do you have a question for Ryan or anything you want me to ask him?
I'm gonna throw it back to the office. Ready, Ryan? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are, Ryan? Also, we're gonna keep our mustaches, so you got to grow because Ryan and I both have mustaches currently. You have to grow the mustache for the podcast.
I will showcase both of your guys' mustaches.
We're gonna put it on video.
It's gonna be on my Instagram when this episode released. So if you're listening, look at my stories. It is there right now. Thank you all so much for passing time with me. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Craig.
You're the best. I absolutely adore you. But we'll chat soon. Bye.
Love everybody.